Sziasztok! Barangoltam az interneten a reggel folyamán, és találtam a YouTube-on egy videót, ahol a kollega lényegében azt regéli el, hogy bannolták a Nintendo Switch 2-ét, mert használta ezt az MIG Switch nevű cuccot. Bevallom őszintén, én ezzel eddig nem találkoztam, de azért kicsit utána jártam, mert ugye felmerülhet a kérdés, hogy mi a jó Isten ez az MIG Switch? Hát, hogyha jól értelmeztem, akkor lényegében azt csinálja, hogy egy microSD kártya segítségével tudod futtatni a játékokat úgy, hogy nem kell folyamatosan a kártyákat cserélni. Tehát, hogy felmásolod a játékot erre az SD kártyára, és onnan futtatod a játékot. Tehát lényegében úgy játszol a géppel, ahogy nem szabad. Nem tudom, hogy mennyire lehet erről így beszélni, legfeljebb kibannolják a videót a picsába. Mindegy, nem merültem bele annyira részletesen, dióhéjban lényegében ezt jelenti. De hogyha esetleg valaki tud egy pontosabb megfogalmazást, akkor azt megköszönöm, hogyha leírja a komment szekcióban. Na mindegy, szóval a kollega megosztja velünk a tapasztalatait. Ja, igen. A magyar felirat alapvetően nincs a videón. Azt én csináltam. Hogyha esetleg valaki nem ért úgy angolul még passzívan sem, tehát úgy sem, hogy olvassa a feliratot, annak egy kis segítség, hogy nagyjából értse, hogy miről van szó.
Today, some people posting on Reddit that their Switch devices were getting banned. I figured, let me see how mine's doing. I didn't do anything wrong. I just tried the MIG Switch on the day of the Switch 2 release.
Érted? Nem csináltam semmi rosszat, csak használtam az MIG Switch-et. Akkor bazd meg. Pont úgy használtad a gépet, ahogy nem lenne szabad. Nem? Hát de.
Guess what? Oh yeah. Super banned. That's right. I actually just figured I would just start filming. I have no script. I haven't tried anything else. I just have definitely confirmed that my Switch is in fact banned. This is what happens when you try to go anywhere online or anything like that. I did actually delete all of my data because I was trying to do something and then I decided I should just film. But if you try to go into the eShop, it just doesn't work. You can't really do a whole lot of anything. I figured, okay, let me try to maybe, back up my save data. You can't do that either. I didn't try clearing the Switch yet. I figured I would start filming. But one thing that is interesting, so I wanted to remove the account, right? So just, delete user, go next, and yep, can't be recovered, delete, and you can't delete it. You can't delete your account off of your Switch if it's banned because it cannot connect to Nintendo's services. So I figured, let's see the state of my old Switch. This is the OLED Switch that I've got. So because of the virtual carts, you have to load it, and when you try to load onto the system, and it's unable to do it because the system is offline. So that's when I really was like, okay, let me start a video. Let's try a few things. Let's see if we can even recover anything, right? Because this Switch does not seem to be banned. Because I can actually go on the eShop here. So we can browse the eShop, the super slow old Switch 1 eShop. And hypothetically could buy a game, I guess. I'm not going to, but I hypothetically could. Because I'm not getting any errors or anything like that. I figured, let's see if we could fix something. Like maybe I can go on my phone, we could check out the account, see what's going on. But yeah, I think, if there's nothing that we can do, I think, my main goal is to just serve as a warning, right? I mean, I was doing this for the video. I don't know if I wasn't making a Switch 2 video, if I would have really had the guts to try the MIG Switch, but hey, look at that, we got more content. The next thing I do want to try is I wanted to just totally restart the system, clear it from factory settings, everything like that. So we could try that too. I might try to still recover the account first before I do any of that stuff. So let's see where we go from here. I will also preface my MIG Switch experience with every game that I have on my MIG Switch is actually fully legal. I dumped the games myself. They're all my actual certificates. They're my physical games. Not talking about, you know.
Jó, hát itt egy kicsit hülye a fordítás, és én sem vettem észre elnézést. Hát itt lényegében nem azt akarja mondani, én dobtam ki a játékot, hanem ő maga vásárolta a játékokat. Csak ezt én sem vettem észre, bocsánat. Ezt nem javítottam ki.
Doing illegal activities.
Hogy lebaszta?
So, you know, this is definitely something that had popped up, and it seemed like Nintendo was probably going to take some action on this, and it seems like they really did. So yeah, just trying to like go through.
Őszintén szóval én azt sem tudtam, hogy van
If
ilyen.
there's anything that we can do. System transfer. There's 0 items. Let's see. Switch to. It says cartridges are loadable. Let's see if we unlink. When unlinked, any virtual game cards loaded onto the system will be returned. You won't be able to load virtual game cards until you link another system. Please note that you won't be able to unlink a system from this page for 1 year after this. Okay, that's interesting. So am I like preventing myself from getting another Switch 2 then? But I think at this point I don't really have another choice, so I think we just have to do it. So it's been unlinked. So unlink. So I can add another system, I just can't unlink another system. Which means, let's see. So we just unlinked it. So this Switch 2 is not linked anymore. And my Switch OLED is listed there. So let's see. So we've got the Switch OLED. Let's see if we can boot up. Let's do Tetris Effect again. Next. Okay, so it actually is good. So the virtual game has been loaded, and we can boot up a game, hypothetically. And let's see. It's probably better for us to try like cart or something like that, because then we can try to play online. So let's do that. Mario Kart 8. Close this. All right, game has been loaded. Make sure there's no make switching here. Nope, no cartridge, so we should be good. I guess we have to download the update. I don't think we have a choice.
Jó, oké, a Switch egy elvileg ez működik, de a kártya benne volt a régi Switchében. Tehát baszki. Kísérti a sorsot rendesen.
If we ever want to go back online, we gotta do the updates. So we got 1 minute for this update. And yeah, again, I haven't really tried a whole lot of anything. The only other thing I did on my Switch 2 is I did take out the micro SD card. I thought maybe I could like back up my saves or something like that, but looks like no luck. So, I mean, we probably can just restore this one to factory settings now. So that's also another thing that I'm going to do in the meantime. We'll go through this attempt to unlink. Restore. Okay.
Ez úgy fasza.
Oh, you actually can't restore the system at all.
Még a gyári visszaállítást sem tudod megcsinálni.
Yeah, so you can't even restore the Switch to factory settings. For users experiencing problem with the system, in recovery mode, you can restore the system's factory settings without deleting save data or user information. To try recovery mode instead, cancel this process and do the following. Turn the system off, press and hold both the power and volume buttons, select the restore settings. All right, let's try that. Volume up and volume down, and press power. It's booting up. Okay, let's restore factory settings. We got a few options here. It says you can keep settings and you can restore settings and keep the user data. You can update the system. You can restore to factory settings. So I think that's what we're going to try to do. Let's continue. If you have a Nintendo account, if you reset the system using this method, unlike the standard reset process, you will not be able to eject any loaded virtual game cards. The system will remain linked to your account and will be able to use any passes available for associated software. If you want to continue using your Nintendo account with the Switch 2, relink your Nintendo account to the system after it's been reset. All right, let's do this. Let's continue. Let's restore. This is crazy. This is crazy that it's happening. I wonder how many Switch 2s are just bricks. OLED, it does look like we can go online. Let's see. Let's join a quick game. Yeah, I'm joining a spectating game. It seems like it's fine. So what we should try to do is just go through the setup. I'm not going to assign into any real account or anything like that, but I will connect to the internet. And let's see. What happy music for such a sad occasion. Let's get right to it. Let's eShop. Sign into your Nintendo account. There we go. I can't even sign into a different Nintendo account. We are entirely bricked, a permanent brick. There is nothing you can do with this Switch 2 on the internet. That is now confirmed. So I could have actually played like Mario Kart World or something totally offline, but now that I've restored the Switch, disconnected it from everything, there's nothing I can do. So yeah, we got a brick. Yeah, that's really it. I think that this pretty...
Na hát a lényeg ennyi a videónak. Hát... Ez egy tanulság mindenki számára, hogy ne szórakozz Zohánnal, akarom mondani a Nintendóval, mert hip-hop olyan szinten bannolhatják a gépedet, hogy másik felhasználóval sem tudod használni. Tehát nem az akkontot bannolják, hanem a gépedet. És annyi kiegészítésen még szolgálnék, hogy a srác pár órával később feltöltött egy másik videót, hogy vásárolt egy másik Nintendo Switch 2-t, és az működik. Úgyhogy ez is megerősítést nyert, bár gyanús volt abból is, hogy ugyanazzal a felhasználóval bejelentkezett a Nintendo Switch 1-jel, meg gondolom ugyanazzal a felhasználóval használja, és azzal meg tudott Mario Kartozni. Úgyhogy srácok, nem tudok mit mondani, ne szórakozzatok ilyen szarokkal, mert nem éri meg. Főleg úgy, hogy ilyen kurva drága a konzol. Jobban jártak, hogyha vásároltok 2-3 játékot, és azt cserégetitek kis ráfizetéssel. Jelenleg az a legolcsóbb alternatíva, hogyha legálisan akarsz játszani. Vásárolsz 2-3 játékot, kijátszod, vagy megunod valami, eladod, elcseréled, és minimális ráfizetéssel tudod cserégetni a játékokat. Úgyhogy bízom benne, hogy informatív volt ez a videó. Hogyha úgy gondolod, hogy az volt, akkor dobjál rá egy lájkot, és hogyha szeretnél még hasonlót látni, akkor iratkozz fel a csatornára. Sziasztok!